I bet you think the Stuarts were an English dynasty.
But we only came to England when the crown belonged to me.
Our clan may hail from Scotland, but our tale's not a bonny one, you see.
We got the blue-blooded blues in our blue Stuart shoes.
Each king, queen and heir had our personal nightmare.
Have you read the news? We got the blue-blooded blues. Let's start with me, King Robert III. Some say I was a fool. Once fell off my horse and hurt myself quite badly, how uncool. Ended up with a limp. A limp was what they called my rule. And I'll tell you for why. We got the blue-blooded blues.
Strapping sons he had two.
One in prison, starved in jail. The other captured, epic fail. The worst of kings, my review. I got the blue-blooded blues.
The next 5 Stuarts all called James, but none was Lucky Jim. James 1 hit down a sewer, got caught by assassins. James 2 was less unpopular, but killed by his own cannon, so pretty dim.
And it doesn't end there.
You're not wrong.
We got the blue-blooded blues, so many ways to lose.
3 and 4 killed in battle, 5 lost a war, and that'll
Explain why we don't infuse
about those Stuart clan blues.
Sing it, Mary, go on, girl.
I'm Mary, Queen of Scots. A misfortune I had lots. To Queen Liz was a threat. She threw me into prison, yet still accused me of plotting. Can you see where I'm headed? Liz is a Tudor, take a guess.
Beheaded?
Yeah.
Well, after Queen Liz died, I was made King of England too. Became James the First in England, where the Stuart luck stayed true. Guy Fawkes tried to blow me up and turn me into Stuart Stew.
One more time.
Yeah.
We got the blue-blooded blues, not the royal life you choose.
With my son Charles a decapity, we briefly killed off royalty.
Stuart monarchs, it's true. Cursed with the blue-blooded blues. That's what I'm talking about.
Slimy Stuarts.
Everyone knows that Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament on November the 5th. But did you know that he was just one member of a much bigger gang? In fact, there were 13 of them altogether.
Come on, folks. You couldn't have done this alone.
Who was in your gang? I'll never tell you.
Oh, we'll see about that. What?
What?
No, you don't laugh, I laugh.
It was the plot that seemed unthinkable. Fawkes is the explosives expert.
So we're going to blow up King James and his entire family at the state opening of Parliament?
That's right. Any reason or just for fun?
John Wright is the persuader.
Because you're a Catholic and I'm a Catholic and the King hates Catholics. He seems to think we're always plotting something.
As if.
It was the plot that sounded impossible. Robert Catesby is the brains.
So we're just supposed to roll 36 barrels of gunpowder down the Thames, sneak it into this rented cellar, wait for Parliament to open, then I creep back in, light the fuse, run away and blow up the King, and all without getting caught?
Yes.
OK, just checking I had that down right.
It was the plot that would surely go wrong.
So I persuaded 12 guys altogether. That ought to do it, don't you think? Do you think we need one more?
Couldn't hurt.
I'll get one more. Excuse me. Would you like to be in a plot to blow up Parliament?
Oh, yes, why not? But I'll just check my diary. When were you thinking?
November the 5th?
Yeah, I'm free.
Fabulous. Well, that's 13 then. Hang on, isn't 13 an unlucky number?
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it'll go off without a hitch.
Francis Tresham is the idiot.
Hang on. My brother-in-law's due in Parliament on November the 5th. I'll just send him a quick letter telling him to take the day off. I'm sure he won't tell anyone.
It was the plot
3, 2, 1.
that went wrong.
Oh.
Horribly, horribly wrong. Fawkes' 13.
What letter? What idiot sent a letter?
Here endeth the lesson. Amen.
Now, before we begin prayers today, I have to inform you there's to be a wee change to the proceedings.
A wee change? I don't like the sound.
Please, it's a decree from our King, Charles I, which demands we now use these new Church of England prayer books. So if we could just turn to page 109.
What? We're Scottish. We don't need some prayer book from England.
We're happy with our own prayer books, thank you very much.
I know, but the King wants all church services in Britain to be the same, so...
We're Puritans. We like our services to be plain and simple, like our prayer books.
Not all elaborate and fancy like the English ones.
Aye, who cares what the king says?
I have to read from it. It's the law. I'll get into trouble if I don't.
You're not right, you. I'm no happy.
Please! Right, I knew there'd be trouble. Good job I came prepared. Right! Let's just be absolutely clear, shall we? Hands up, who's happy to read from the new Church of England prayer book? I thought so. Our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name.
Hello and welcome to the news at when. When, the 1600s, when the people of Britain went to war with each other to decide whether they wanted the country ruled by a king or ruled by Parliament. With more details, it's over to Bob Hale with the Civil War report. Bob.
Thank you, Sam. Well, it's 1625, and I hope you're dressed smartly because here comes the king. Yes, it's King Charles I, and right from day one, he is stirring up trouble. Mainly because he's supposed to be a Protestant, like the Church of England, but he keeps doing some very Catholic-y things, like marrying a Catholic, praying like a Catholic, and wearing an I Love Catholics t-shirt. Except not the last one. And Charlie's behaviour annoys an awful lot of people, especially the Parliament down here in London. So Charlie tells them to take some time off. About 10 years, in fact, leaving him in charge of the entire country, which is jolly good fun. But not for long. First, the Scots, sick of this bossy, Catholic-loving king, start a war against him. And then the Irish, sick of English people stealing all their land, start another war against him. And wars are very expensive. So Charlie brings back Parliament, just so he can ask them for some money. And they say no, because you tried to get rid of us, remember? And instead, they just give him a big, long list of everything they don't like about him. Well, talk about trouble. Over the next 2 years, the country divides in two, with some people siding with Charlie, that's the Cavaliers, and other people siding with Parliament, that's the Roundheads. Until, in 1642, here in Nottingham, civil war is declared. And what a war it is. In fact, if we look at the fightometer, we can see that the first major battle, Edge Hill, victory goes to... no one at all. How very dull. It's a dead heat. But in round two here in London, the winner is, a great result for the Roundheads there, followed by a real killing for the Cavaliers down in the West Country, and then another win for the King up north, taking Bolton, Preston, Wigan and Liverpool, where my cousin Ted runs a dry cleaners, just off the high street, half-price shirts on Wednesdays. Worth remembering. But the King's luck can't last. It's complete murder at Marston Moor, followed by a knockout at Newbury and annihilation at Naseby. In fact, he's doing so badly, he's broken our thingy. But Charlie has an idea. He'll make a truce with the Scots if they'll help him fight the Roundheads, which is absolutely brilliant. Except it doesn't work at all and they just hand him over to Parliament. Whoops! So, the Roundheads win, the Cavaliers lose, and that is the end of that. But not for long. It soon becomes clear that the Roundhead leader, Oliver Cromwell, is about as much fun as stinging nettle underpants. So the Scots finally form an alliance with Charlie to overthrow Cromwell. Yes, it's Civil War Part 2. With the Scots and the Cavaliers fighting on the same side, there's no way they can lose. Or so we thought. Yes, Cromwell completely crushes both of them, and it's goodbye Civil War, goodbye Charlie's head, and indeed goodbye kings and queens altogether. Yes, Cromwell is now in charge of the country, and with all the warring finally over, Ollie can stop being mean to the Cavaliers and start being mean to the rest of us. He turns Britain into a Puritan state, which means banning pretty much anything that's fun, including sport, theatre and Christmas. And then he runs out of stuff to ban, gets bored and dies. So his son Richard takes over, but he's about as much use as a jelly pickaxe. And before long, the people of Britain just want the petty Puritans out and the crazy king's back. Yes, Prince Charles is welcomed home with open arms. He becomes King Charles II and the monarchy is restored. It's the Restoration, which gives us all sorts of fun things, including Restoration comedies, Restoration fashion and Restoration furniture, including this delightful mahogany bureau. Now, do I hear £750, 750 for the bureau, 750 once at the back, 750. I've got 800 for the bureau, 800 going once at the 800, 900 for the bureau, 900 at the back, then 950 at the back. There, I've got £1,000 going once at 1,000, twice at 1,000. Sold for £1,000 and a beautiful lady with a beautiful bob haircut. And back to you, Sam.
but we disagree.
Especially when explaining parliamentary democracy. We are particularly excited by the notions of jurisprudence.
That's enough, Thomas, we're the Cavalier crew, supporting King Charles and everything that he'll do. Puritans bore us, it's really a crime when your parliamentary business cuts our partying time. Roundheads, soundheads, keep the music down, heads. Rules and regulations led,
Dull but fair.
Cavaliers, 3 cheers, wackier headgears.
We live to boogie with our peers. Unfair, don't care.
I am the king, I can do what I like. Start up a war or a big tax hike. Got a French wife, she's a Catholic.
Oh law, really King Charles, we're not quite sure.
Insolence, is that how you talk to the crown? I am the king, I'll just close Parliament down.
I think you'll find that's in breach of due process. Here's what we say to that. Now clear up this mess.
Roundheads, soundheads, witches should be drowned heads. Don't believe in crown heads.
Parliament's our thing.
Cavaliers, 3 cheers, your superiors.
We're all tops who cry hear, hear, and God save the king.
Fight, 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 fight. Cavaliers, Roundheads, the English Civil War.
Why is it called civil? May I kill you, please?
Sure.
Last civil wars to be fought on this land. If I get to power, Christmas will be banned.
No chance, Cromwell, victory will be mine. You'll never pass a ban on mince pies and mulled wine.
That's what you think, just wait till you're caught. I'll also scrap theatre, music and sport.
Your pathetic war will finish even before it's begun.
We've taken Charles prisoner, the Roundheads have won. Victory, 3 cheers, Cavaliers in tears. No power for years.
I'm the leader of the pack.
Charles head, Roundhead, hurrah, now the king's dead. Sin's been instead a righteous track.
But we'll be back.
Merry Christmas, old bean!
Oh, relatives. How did you get past the guards?
Well, we just thought we'd pop by to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
I'm a Puritan. I don't celebrate Christmas. In fact, I've had it banned.
Well, you won't say no to a spot of Christmas dinner, will you? We brought you a goose.
Guards!
What are you doing?
Christmas dinner is banned. It's sinful. I've ordered the army to confiscate all roast geese. Guards!
Whoa, 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 whoa. We'll lose the goose. We'll lose the goose. It's fine. Why don't we all go down to the pub or something?
Guards!
What now?
Pubs are banned. They are sinful.
Fine, fine. Why don't we all go to the theatre?
Guards!
Let me guess. Banned.
Yes, it's sinful.
All right, all right. Well, why don't we all go and have a festive kickabout in the park?
Guards!
Oh, what? You can't ban sport. It's
Sinful! You have to understand, these frivolous events distract us Puritans from our devotion to Christ.
Well, we have to do something. I mean, Lucy's all made up.
With makeup?
Yes.
Guards!
Oh, come on.
Makeup is sinful. Especially that eyeshadow with that top.
What?
Nothing.
Wait a minute. I've got it. Why don't we all go to church? I mean, church isn't sinful, is it?
No, of course not.
Well, then let's all go to church.
Guard! Seize them. It's against the law to go to church on Christmas Day. Take these sinners to prison.
What? Wait. Oh.
Wait.
Yes.
Happy Christmas.
Oh.
Now lock them up and throw away the key.
Slimy Stuarts.
The English Civil War pitted the Royalist supporters of the King against the Roundhead supporters of Parliament. Everyone took sides, even Highwaymen, like James Hind.
I just don't know why we couldn't just take the main road. It's making me nervous.
Because it's quicker this way on foot, isn't it? Look, you don't need to worry. It's perfectly safe.
Stand and deliver your money or your life!
Take my wedding ring.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
What?
Well, before we get on to the actual robbery, there's just a few quick questions I need to ask. Are you, or have you ever been, a parliamentarian or in any other way opposed to the King Charles?
Absolutely not.
No, we're royalists.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, something of a royalist myself, actually.
Really?
Small world.
Yeah, isn't it? Would you consider yourself to be enjoying good fortunes, suffering bad fortunes, or don't know?
My entire estate has just been taken over by Roundheads. Half of my family have been killed and my carriage has been burnt to the ground.
Bad fortunes it is then. Honestly, it's terrible around here now, all this crime. Oh, and last but not least, would you say that you were really rich, a bit rich, quite poor, or very poor?
Well, this is my last sixpence.
Very poor, righto. So, to summarise, you're down on your luck and you don't actually have any money. So then, I guess there's only one thing for it. Here's a bag of gold coins to tide you over.
Sorry, it's just traditionally, in my experience, robberies don't work this way.
No. Well, if you were a parliamentarian, it'd be a very different story indeed. But the thing is, I've got a bit of a soft spot for fellow royalists, especially if they're in a hard time of it. So, go on, fill your boots.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Well, I suppose I better shoot, so to speak. See what I did there? Yeah. Well, my day you go now.
Well, he seemed nice.
Absolutely charming.
Stand and deliver your money or your life.
Oh, thank you, we're royalists.
Oh, lovely. I really fancy a cuppa.
Oh, me too.
A nice cup of hot water.
There's nothing quite like a steaming hot pot of hot water in the afternoon.
I was,
Yes?
I was just wondering, would anyone like some dead leaves in their hot water?
What? Dead leaves in water? Like a puddle in autumn?
They're very special leaves. They've come all the way from China.
Oh, whoopee-doo. So these leaves have been in a sack for months and months, while I've gone halfway round the world in a boat.
Manky, musty old leaves, and you want to put them in our hot water.
No, well, I think you'll find they make the hot water taste so much nicer. Please, try some.
Oh, really, Charles, honestly, this is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. Ooh, that is nice.
You see? You see?
They really do make the hot water taste better.
Oh, I've never heard such nonsense. Mmm. Oh, no, that is nice.
What do you call this drink?
Ah, well, it's called tea.
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 His Majesty King Charles is very fond of it, apparently.
Well, you can see why. It's delicious.
You know what we should do? We should take these leaves of yours, put them in a small paper envelope, attach a piece of string to it, and call it a tea bag.
You join us here on this saddest of days in 1649 for the funeral of our beloved King, Charles I. Let's have a word with him now, Your Majesty. I can't help noticing this is your funeral, but you're not dead yet.
Well, I will be shortly. I'm about to be executed by Oliver Cromwell and his Puritans for high treason.
Isn't high treason a crime against the king? And surely you are the king.
Precisely. I did try to tell the court that they had no right to sit in judgment over a monarch.
And they told you?
To, bog off.
I notice you're wearing 2 shirts for the occasion.
Yes, well spotted. Well, I don't want the weather to cause any shivers that the crowd might mistake for fear.
A wise precaution.
I really should have worn 2 pairs of underpants.
Oh, it looks like they're ready for you now.
Here goes.
So the moment the crowd have been waiting for has finally arrived now. It's time for the royal execution. Let's hope for a nice clean cut. And... oh yes, there it is, by oh my eye. I don't think they enjoy that quite as much as they thought they would. They're moving scenes indeed.
My name is Charles II. I love the people and the people love me so much that they restored the English monarchy. I'm part Scottish, French, Italian, a little bit Dane, but 100% party animal. Champagne! Spaniels I adored, named after me too. Like me, they were fun with a natty hairdo. Is today my birthday? I can't recall. Let's have a party anyway because I love a mass ball. All hail the King of Bling. Let's sing. Bells ring, ding ding. I'm the king who brought back partying. King Charles, my daddy, lost his throne and kings were banned. They chopped off his head, then Ollie Cromwell ruled the land. Old Ollie wasn't jolly, he was glum and he was proud. Would be miserable as sin, only sinning's not allowed. When Ollie died, the people said, Charlie me hearty, get rid of his dull laws, come back, we'd rather party. This action's what they called the monarchy restoration, which naturally was followed by a huge celebration. The King of England said, no sin to sing. Okay. All say I'm the king who brought back partying.
he came a cropper. So this king did what was right and proper. Fought the fire, proved I'm more than a bopper. I'm a fire stopper. Married Catherine Brackensall, she was a love so true. There would never be another, well, maybe one or two. Lucy Walton, Nell Gwynn, Moll Davis, Barbara Villiers. You think that's bad, but her name's not as silly as... As king, I must admit I broke the wedding rules. But who cares when I brought back the crown jewels? I reinstated Christmas, make up sport and even plays. I was the merry monarch, they were good old days.
When said and done, King Charles
That's me.
did run England for fun.
I was the king, loved by everyone, my song is done. Party, anyone?
Charles II was all in favour of getting actresses on the stage. Yes, good old Charles. He certainly knew how to entertain people.
Well, do tuck in, Mr. Ambassador.
Are you not going to say grace first?
Yeah. Party on.
Amen.
Big time.
Shouldn't we wait for your other guests to sit down first?
Other guests? Oh, them! No, they're not guests. You see, the common man, no offence, is allowed to come and watch me, their fabulous king, eat his din-dins on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. It's a sort of public performance.
Well, maybe I come back Tuesday or the Thursday.
No. You don't mind, do you? See? Now tuck in, old boy. How is Italy at this time of year?
Well, the area down south is very nice.
Problem?
I think they are moving closer.
I sincerely doubt it. Now, you were saying about the beaches.
Yes, the area of Calabria, well, it is... No, I'm sure they are moving closer.
There's a rope.
Maybe they are moving the rope closer.
You and your impossible theory. Now, come on, old sausage. Tell me all about Calabria.
Yes, well, it is a very small region, and no, they're definitely moving closer.
Okay, there's only one way to sort this out. Are you lot moving any closer? See? Now, I'll have no more of these groundless accusations, but
This is ridiculous.
No, don't go. You know I hate eating alone. Party for one, Charlie. Looks that way, old boy. Looks that way.
Slimy Stuarts.
4 eager chefs, 4 historical eras, but just one prize. Who will be crowned historical masterchef?
I want one of these historical chefs to cook some food for me and for me to really like it.
Anne is from the Stuart era and is head cook at a manor house in Yorkshire.
Excuse me, I can't figure out how this works. Where's the dog?
The dog?
Yeah, in our Stuart house, I cook meat over a fire on a spit, turned by a dog walking around a wheel.
There you go, love.
Ah! That's the work of a witch!
Ah! Okay, people, 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes.
3 minutes.
2 minutes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
You're looking very relaxed, Anne.
11 minutes.
Well, of course I am. I've got this competition sewn up, love. Today I will be serving this. It's called a...
A banana.
You've seen one before?
Yeah, it's a banana.
They're very new and exciting in Stuart times.
Not now, they're not. I seriously think about serving something up with that. Maybe a pineapple.
Are you out of your mind? You can't just eat pineapple. It's far too expensive.
It smells a bit rotten, Anne.
It's been on the Lord of the Manor's mantelpiece for weeks. He puts it there to show off how rich he is.
3 minutes.
I'd seriously start thinking about something else to serve, Anne, and fast.
Anne is going all out to impress and serves up a range of foodstuffs new to the Stuart era.
So, Anne, what do you have for us?
Well, this is a brand new brewed beverage that we Stuarts like to call...
It's tea.
You know it? Right, OK, well then we'll move straight on to the bold new flavour of coffee. In that case, maybe we'll just cut straight to the groundbreaking Stuart dessert.
It's ice cream. I'm sorry, Anne, we've seen all this before.
Hold on, John. That looks new.
Sweet smelling, jelly-like consistency. It's very interesting.
Well, I mean, that's hardly new. It's an old Stuart delicacy that Charles II likes to have for breakfast with his eggs. It's called ambergris.
And what exactly is ambergris?
regurgitated whale phlegm.
Anne, that is exciting. It's unusual. And for that reason, we're putting you through to the next round. Congratulations. Don't worry, we'll get you another one.
It's true. Posh Stuarts really did eat whale phlegm. And that's not the weirdest thing that you might find on the dinner table in the Stuart era.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Miserable, the deeply religious Puritan family from Norwich. And they're doing a wife swap with Mr. and Mrs. Merry, the party-mad Restoration family from London. The Puritan family want to ban parties, and the Restoration family want to party all the time. I wonder how they'll get on.
Oh, hi, hello. Pleased to meet you. I'm Mr. Merry. Call me Jamie. And you are?
Mrs. Miserable.
Oh, surely you have a first name. You know, we're very informal here.
Yes, I do. It's Fight the Good Fight of Faith, a wholesome Puritan name.
Mrs. Miserable it is, then.
So did things get off to a better start in the Puritan household?
How do you do? I'm Mrs. Merry, Jeannie Merry. You must be Mr. Miserable.
Yes.
Well, let's get to know each other a bit better. I've just got my first part as an actress in a restoration comedy.
Acting is sinful. You should be whipped and put in the stocks.
OK. So far, so good.
Truly, these are terrible times. I can't believe they brought back theatre after we Puritans banned it. I mean, next thing you know, they'll be bringing back Christmas.
Oh, hello. What an adorable baby. Well, what's her name?
Silence.
Oh.
No, Silence is her name.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Her full name is Silence Discipline. Search the scriptures. My husband chose it.
Obviously you would have chosen something a bit less gloomy.
Well, yes, I wanted to call her If Christ Had Not Died, Thou Hast Been Damned.
Would be ridiculous.
After my mother.
Yeah, perhaps silence is the way forward.
What a terrible and godly man. Since Parliament decided to restore the monarchy, England has gone to rack and ruin.
Mrs. Mistress needs to lighten up a bit. Catch up on all the fun she's missed. You know, Oliver Cromwell's dead. Puritanism is history. Hooray for Charles II. You know, the Restoration's here. Party on!
And things aren't going much better for Mrs. Merry.
Sorry, what's this?
Dinner.
Mr. Merry has laid on a party for his honoured guest.
Not enjoying the music, Mrs. Miz?
Music is sinful.
Don't suppose you fancy a dance, then?
Dancing is sinful.
Well, at least let me get you a drink.
Drinking is sinful.
Obviously. So what do you Puritans do for fun, then?
Fun is sinful.
It's time for the Puritan family and the Restoration family to settle their differences.
Oh, King Charles II be damned. A curse on your restored monarchy.
Yeah, a curse on your so-called restoration.
Your sinful ways are an abomination.
And those that sin shall burn in hell.
You like telling people off, don't you?
Well, yes, we do.
And that was fun, wasn't it?
Yes?
Yes, Pose.
And just remind me, isn't fun sinful?
You sinful Jezebel.
Oh, you're going to burn in hell.
It was during King Charles II's reign that women were allowed to act for the first time, and soon there were some brand new stars of the stage.
This week in Oh Yay magazine, the Stuart superstar who's the hottest ticket in town. Yes, it's our Nell Gwynn special.
Read my rags to riches story. How I went from being a humble orange seller to a famous actress. It's all here in Oh Yay magazine.
All the hot gossip from the people who knew her best.
I was the manager at the theatre where she used to sell her oranges. Oranges, get your oranges here. What flavour would you like, sir? Orange, orange, orange or orange? Afraid we're out of orange. Brilliant.
Read It's how I got talent spotted and became the most celebrated theatre actress in the last 20 years.
Well, given that the Puritans had banned theatre for 20 years, there wasn't much competition.
Hey, cheeky.
And discover the identity of Nell's secret boyfriend.
She's the most beautiful and witty of all my subjects. Oh, have I given it away?
Secret boyfriend? Everyone knows I'm going out with King Charles II. Mind you, most people seem to be going out with King Charles II.
What can I say? I'm a lady magnet.
And in this week's Oh Yay magazine, we go totally bananas with our banana competition, in which you could win, yes, you've guessed it, a pineapple. Second prize, a banana. For all the juice on your favourite stars, it's got to be Oh Yay magazine.
Come on, you know you wanna.
Under Puritan rule, women had not been allowed to act, so all female parts were played by men dressed as women. I see. This plays like a panto. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is.
Ghastly, mean and cruel, stuff they don't teach you at school. The past is no longer a mystery. Hope you enjoyed Horrible History.